What's good, everyone? Aggie Coach here. All right, guys, so welcome to another video. This video is going to be a passing video, and so I'm training, working with my triple threat quarterbacks, just learning how to pass. And I have multiple versions here that I want to share with you guys today. I received a package in the mail yesterday from Coach Kit Kenshin, and so I want to just kind of share what it is that I have and kind of help you guys to understand how what he is doing is resolving an ongoing problem. At least it has been an ongoing problem for me. So I cannot speak for everybody else, but what I can tell you is this innovation that he's been working on, it really has changed my playing experience. So like I said, I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but for me and for my goals with regard to how the Fat 8 plays, what he's done with the triple threat quarterback has allowed me to be able to throw the ball over the offensive line, over the defensive line, over the first level, in the linebacking core, into level 2, downfield, over top of players, between players, around players. Like, it's an amazing tool that he's come up with, which I want to share with you guys. And he's making it available to the community at large, right? So I'm going to share this with you guys, and I'm going to explain to you guys why it's significant to me, and why I think you should adopt it and definitely use it. And I'm going to show you why. I'm not going to just tell you. I'm going to show you exactly why. So everybody has experienced this. This is the triple threat quarterback that you get from Tutor Games unmodified. Okay. Now, out of all the messages that I receive, especially from you youngsters, all the messages that I receive, Bryson, Alaric, all of you guys, everybody has one thing in common, and you guys all know what I'm talking about. This leg right here breaks off after a while, right? Or the arm breaks at the elbow, especially for inexperienced players. Because it can't take but so much torque before it's going to break. And then the wear and tear on this leg over time, breaks anyway. The other thing too is it doesn't have any touch. So as you see, it's very stiff. It has no touch. And once it comes into contact, at this point, this is where your break point happens, right? Because you can see how stiff it is. This is pretty much all the play that you get, right? And so Coach Kenshin has made an improvement. Now, he's on version 3, and I don't have version 2, but I'm going to show you guys version 1. So version 1 is right here. So there's a piece of plastic that he's put here, okay? And it's supported by a rubber band. Sorry, guys. It's supported by a rubber band, okay? Now, the foot right here on the base, as you can see, has been cut free. So as you can see, it gives him some play, right? So no longer do you have to worry about that leg breaking. But what I want you to see is how much play you get now. See? You get a lot more play. You also can hear that pop. Also notice the difference in the range of motion. So if you look at the two, the range of motion is very limited right here. So if you think about this in terms of geometry, if you look at the positioning of the hand, right? If you imagine an arrow pointing up and then driving forward, that arrow doesn't straighten out. That arrow is still pointing up at its peak, which means in order to get an object to straighten out and go in a straight line, you have to lean him forward. So this is the reason that you see guys, I don't know if you guys have paid any attention to this, but this is the reason that you see guys playing with the original triple threat quarterback, the reason that they have to lean it forward like this in order to throw the pass in a straight line. Because the geometry in this, the physics and the geometry is such that once this arm comes back, if you watch this point of this triangle right in the center, when this arm comes back, it doesn't straighten out. As you notice, it's pointed up. When it reaches its peak, notice it's still pointed up. So the ball is going to travel this way. It's not going to drop. Whereas with Kent's generation 1, his version 1, you notice that it's already pointed in a straight line. So it also can tilt all the way back, pointing straight up, and it can come forward, right? And it's now pointing in a straight line, which means you can get the ball to travel in just about any trajectory, depending on how you position the ball. So I have some on the board, but I just wanted to first demonstrate this so you guys can just kind of get an idea of what I'm saying. So if you just put the ball straight in, of course, you notice that the ball is slightly angled, right? But if you want the ball to travel in a straight line, you simply tilt the ball. You simply tilt the ball down. See what I mean? So here it will travel in a straight line, and even after you pull it back, when it reaches the top, it's still flat, which means there's no reason for you to lean the quarterback anymore. There's no need to tilt him forward anymore, right? Now, the huge advantage in this concept is that now the ball can travel over top of the line, and you can now apply touch passes, as they say, pitch and go, right? You can drop it in the bucket. So you no longer have to throw. You no longer have to have direct line of sight. You no longer have to have a lane so that you can lean your quarterback forward and throw the ball in a straight line. You now no longer need that lane. You can throw it over traffic and still complete passes, which I'm going to demonstrate here. Now, the problem that I noticed with version 1 is that with the rubber band, it tends to have a lot more pop, and sometimes you can way overthrow a quarterback, a receiver, or a running back if you don't practice to have touch. So version 2, well, I think this is version 3 that I have. Version 3, from what I've noticed from experimenting, answers that question. So version 3 now has this plastic, this rubber string that comes down here, and this is the power cord, and it's actually running through the body. So no longer is the rubber band attached to the plastic. So basically what you will do is pull this to the back like this. You'll clip it right here and then just slide the base on, right? And what this did is, and I'm going to just hold it. What this did is it gave it more play. It allows, see, it allows more touch passes. So we're gonna demonstrate this real quick so you guys can see what I'm saying. Now, personally, I like both versions. So, but I'm gonna start with version 2 just to demonstrate what I mean. This is the one with the rubber band. And so here you just put a little touch, and you notice that this ball travels very easily. I'm throwing this over the line. I'm throwing it over top of the tackle. And you notice that there's no need. There's no need for me to tilt him forward. Completed. No need for me to tilt him forward. I'm throwing this over the line, and this is allowing me to pass with touch. No tilt. It's not needed because the geometry is right. Very easy. Now, the Generation 3 or the version 3 has more touch than the version 2. So this one completed. That is beautiful. This one has a much softer touch. It pulls some of the energy back. It throttles it down. So as you can see, that was dead on. So this is about getting the power right. It's about getting the touch right. Sometimes if you have too much velocity, it creates problems. Even though the aim is right, the velocity can still create issues. But with this current iteration, the velocity is throttled down a great deal, but the touch hasn't been removed, which is now allowing me to throw the ball over the line, as you can see, very easily. And it's just a matter of learning how to get the touch, to get the right touch. And this one I really like. As you can see, it's throwing right over the line very easily. Very easily. Even going for the deep ball, completed. So, throw it over the line with touch. This iteration I really like because it really is allowing me to put a lot of touch on the ball. It's a drop in the bucket. You're throwing it right over top of the line, right over top of the linebackers. You can drop it right between the safety and the cornerback. As you can see, I'm throwing the ball in traffic. I'm completing passes with the receiver being covered. So this is the kind of touch that you get with this. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I've been practicing with these guys the last couple days. I received the new ones yesterday from Kit, and I love what he's done with it. He really has throttled down the velocity on the ball, which is excellent because, again, too much velocity, even at the same trajectory, is going to cause you to overshoot. And especially for me, because I enjoy entertaining electric football, with the atmosphere and the environment and all of that kind of thing, and I'm recording, I need you guys to be able to see the passes, right? And so having too much velocity makes it very difficult for you to see if a pass is completed or not. It makes it difficult for me to see if a pass is completed or intercepted or batted down because the ball is traveling too fast. And then now I have to spend 10 minutes going back, looking over footage, trying to find the right spot, trying to evaluate whether or not it was caught, and then come back and start doing the recording again. It's too much. So having these versions, and again, guys, he's making these available. Hopefully we will be able to, hint, hint, get Tutor Games on board with this. But this version is really, really good. No need to tilt your quarterbacks anymore. And again, people aren't tilting their quarterbacks because they're cheating, right? Or trying to gain ground. That's not why they're doing it. They're tilting the quarterbacks because the original version of the triple threat quarterback has the passing arm, geometrically speaking, is pointed to the ceiling. So even at the highest point, at the release point, the nose of the football is pointed up. So the only way to get it to point down is to lean the quarterback forward so you can throw a line drive, which means you cannot throw the ball over the line. You cannot throw the ball over the linebackers. You can't throw it over levels 1 and 2 to get to level 3 unless you have a lane, right? And I think that this really has caused electric football to evolve in the way that it's evolving. And I don't think that it's anything that anyone in particular is doing to try to gain an advantage, right? But with this new iteration, this third generation of the triple threat passer, the TOEPRO passer, there is a lot more touch that you're able to put on your passes now, and you no longer need to lean him forward. You can keep him flat, and you can throw over both levels and drop it right in the bucket, right at level 3, as I just demonstrated, with no problems at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to get your hands on some of the TOEPRO passers, I will have a conversation with Coach Corin Kenshin and figure out how to get this where it's available for individuals who are interested in using it. In the meantime, I just wanted to do a quick demonstration. Special thank you to Coach K for getting it to me and allowing me to play test it. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'll get back at you guys. Peace.